Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Buforge Tax Preparation, Bravos Restaurant Bar, Casa Santonieta en Guilapa, El Rey Bar and Grill PV, Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Monzon Brewing Company, Owners Reps Puerto Vallarta, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, PV Dental Avant-Garde, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook and also on YouTube, where we gather information from our city, our state, our country, and we bring it to the table along with whatever information you share with us to bring to the table. It is Monday, October 20th, and it is a pleasure to be here with you. I got up very, very early this morning. You see, thanks to the generosity of my dear friend and technology guru guide, Daniel House, we have new hardware connected to the broadcast. So I look a little rosy, which is really weird. I need to check on my colors, but I don't know if that's just me on my computer or if you're looking at me as if I just got a major suntan, which I didn't. But what's really important here is that I hopefully have recovered control of my second monitor while I'm doing the broadcast. And that means, that sounds like nothing, but it helps so much to be able to manage the production of Coffee and Headlines while I'm also being the host. So that's a very long way to say that hardware arrived yesterday. I picked it up at the joint where I pick up all my packages. And I spent a lot of time this morning divided into number one, connecting the new hardware, and number two, chasing out of my apartment a ginormous black butterfly without harming it, which I successfully did. So that is my little bit of an extended good morning. And it's also my way of saying that our news are a little disconnected and disorganized, but that's okay. The good thing is that we have things to share. And we're going to start with, it works like a charm. Look at it. Well, you wouldn't know the difference, but I'm looking at my second monitor and it is working just fine. I want to recap the wonderful experience that we had yesterday at Rico Indian. I don't know how many people showed up, but I think there were more than 50 people that dined at Rico Indian. I don't know when was the last time that Monish saw that many people eating at Rico Indian at the same time. But it is so many things were amazing about last night. First of all, and you already know this, I shouldn't even have to remind you, but just in case you've forgotten, this notion that there's nobody here during low season is not true. It was packed with a bunch of movers and shakers from Puerto Vallarta, English-speaking locals, wonderful people. Some people were there because of us. Some people were there because of Sonny Rossi. Some people, I'm sure, were there because they just found the message on Facebook. But, you know, when you have a compelling event and you have a compelling story behind the event, of course, people are going to go and show up, which is reason number two, or teachable moment number two. I mean, this was a compelling story. And it was so much fun to see that everybody, all the people showed up. I was fortunate enough to be sitting at a table where we all agreed to have no expectations. We knew that it was going to be maybe a little crazy for Monish and his staff, because, I mean, you're used to serving a smaller amount of plates a night, and then all of a sudden you get that many. It was crazy, and it was bound to be crazy, but we were determined to have a good time and have no expectations, and that's exactly what happened. We got our food, we got some wine, we loved every minute of it. There was dancing, there was fire dancing, there were speeches, there were people connecting with one another. So this was a great event and a great reminder that there's a community out there willing and able and happy to be participant of nurturing and life-changing experiences. So if you missed it, well, come to Rico Indian. Go to Rico Indian at some point. The weather is lovely for it. I mean, you want to bring some bug repellent, but that's par for the course. It's on the island, but it's a great restaurant, and it's one of so many restaurants in our town. So just go and enjoy this one. And thank you, Monish, for showing us such a wonderful time. And thank you to those from Coffee and Headlines from the cluster that showed up. It was nice to put names on some faces and to make some new acquaintances. I also, boom, what else do we have? Yes, this is an actual news item. The 69th edition of the Puerto Vallarta International Fishing Tournament will take place from November 12th to the 15th. One of the most traditional and main sport tourism events in our city is this fishing tournament. The sailfish category will once again be excluded in order to contribute to the recovery of this marine species. Um, and participants are expected from the United States, Canada, and several Mexican states, in addition to local competitors who hope to catch the best catch. There are huge cash prizes on this tournament, so I hope it will be very, very successful. Moving right along, I also want to let you know that it is time to save your date, your calendar for save a date for Saturday, November the 22nd. This is the date in which the Sula Society, a local dog charity, is going to hold their Bow Wow Gala of this year. This is again November 22nd at 6 p.m. And this is happening at the brand spanking new Santo Coyote restaurant in Marina Vallarta. This is a very, very wonderful Mexican restaurant from Guadalajara that has just opened a branch locally. So it'll be interesting to see what the restaurant is all about. Again, it's in Marina Vallarta. And I just interviewed the organizer, Lizzie Kutinek, and I should have this interview ready to share with you tomorrow so that we can learn more about the entertainment and other perks as to why you should consider not only attending the event, but also supporting this very important organization. Um, this photo caught my attention. I don't know about you, but I'd like to go to Los Muertos Brewing. They have great pizza. And more specifically, I'd like to go to their sister restaurant, El Granero, because they have a great burger and they have other great edibles. But what caught my attention here is this beautiful glass, which reminds me that Los Muertos Brewing has awesome merch. I saw this on Facebook this morning, and the caption for the photo read, "When in doubt, drink a stout," which I thought was cute. I'm not a stout drinker, but given the fact that Day of the Dead is coming, I so certainly enjoyed looking at that glass. And come to think of it, I'm starting to feel schwitzy, and even a stout would do. It's got to be after noon somewhere in the world so that one can drink beer. And today, this morning, I found out that today is National Mezcal Day. Again, I was too busy chasing butterflies out of the house, but I decided to prepare a little bit of text to share with you about mezcal in case you don't know the difference between mezcal and tequila, aside from different flavors. Um, Please know that both tequila and mezcal are traditional Mexican spirits made from the agave plant. However, tequila is a specific type of mezcal crafted exclusively from the blue Weber agave and produced only in certain regions of Mexico, mainly Jalisco. Whereas mezcal, on the other hand, has a much broader definition. It can be made from over 400 different agave species across various Mexican states, with Oaxaca being the heartland of mezcal production. Uh, Unlike tequila, mezcal does not have a set minimum aging requirement and often retains its bold artisanal character without extended barrel maturation. So tequila tends to be smoother, more uniform, and sweeter, making it accessible and popular worldwide, whereas mezcal is more rustic, diverse, and smoky, with each bottle telling a story of unique agave varieties, different production methods, and distinct regional influences. If you ask me, if I had to choose between tequila and mezcal, obviously for cocktails, probably tequila, but for sipping, I love my mezcal. And I want to give you an update on Day of the Dead only because this was discussed last night at Rico Indian. People told me that they had intention of getting tickets. So I wanted to give you a little breakdown of what's available. There is only one ticket left for Thursday the 30th, and there are 11 tickets left for Wednesday the 29th. The room has a capacity of 32 people. It's a small room. So 21 tickets have already been sold for the 29th. There are 11 tickets left. So if you're thinking of attending, which would be awesome, of course, you may want to rush over to the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work and get your ticket ahead of time. Of course, this is not happening yet. First, we have to have our Rocky Horror Show, which is going to be a lot of fun. This happens on Thursday. Let us remind ourselves what this is about before we get into the chit chat section.
It's just a jump to the left and a step to the right. But behind those lyrics lies one of the strangest journeys in musical theatre history. Born in a tiny London theatre in 1973, dismissed as too weird, too camp, too outrageous, then resurrected as a midnight movie, and boom, a cult phenomenon was born. Fishnets, glitter, toast, and audiences who didn't just watch the show, they became part of it. For 50 years, the Rocky Horror Show has defied rules, bent genders, and turned science fiction B-movies into rock and roll magic. And now, music storyteller Paco Ojeda takes you on a wild ride through the songs, the scandals, and the sheer fabulousness of it all. So, dust off your corsets, polish your pearls, and remember, don't dream it, be it. The date is on Thursday, October 23rd at 5 p.m. at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Tickets are 300 pesitos per person, available at the front desk.
Yeah, tickets are 300 pesitos. I love coming up with these AI generated voices. I amuse myself. Anyhow, let's take a look at your good mornings. Thank you so very much. Oh my God, Betsy, it was so nice to sit down and have dinner with you last night. As always, thank you for being in my life. Hello, Michael Buford, community partner Michael Buford. I don't know if you're saying thank you for the upgrade and referring to my upgrade or yours. You see, Cluster, if you paid attention to the community partner video at the beginning, you may have noticed that Michael has new logos for Bravos and Siam PV. Not only that, but he also has some discount cards. I don't know exactly how these work yet, but he showed me some images of brand new discount cards that you can get for the restaurants or client appreciation. I don't know. Michael will give us all the explanations in due time, but next time you stop and have a nice dinner at Bravos or Siam PV, you may want to ask about these cards. I would. Let's see. Have we seen the last of the rains after this weekend? Certainly appears we are almost out of the woods. I don't know, Logan, but I am so happy that I feel the weather, changing course. And that just makes me very, very happy. Let's see. Oh, here you are, Monish. What does it take to put a smile on someone's face? You heard them out first and asked them where and how's it hurting. I am so grateful for new friends. You heard, you rallied, and you put a smile on my face. Monish, being part of good deeds feels good. And to me, that's the bottom line. And I certainly hope that everybody that was present at the event last night got that message. Being part of nurturing positive change is absolutely joyful. Joyful. Thank you so much for giving us that opportunity. And let's see what else. Oh, Linda. Linda has been to Santo Coyote. Santo Coyote is awesome. Great food, service, ambience. I sure hope that the prices are more affordable than in Guadalajara. And that's not being snarky. That's just being a realist. When I went to Guadalajara, Santo Coyote, it is not the most affordable experience. So do keep that in mind. Will you have another cluster meetup? Hope so in December, possibly. We don't have anything scheduled as of right now, Laura, but I'll keep you posted and we'll play it by ear. One thing that became clear to me last night, again, is that I continue to be hugely anxious in groups of large numbers of people. I cannot even say it. When we had the small meet and greets, not the big ones from the days of Whiskey Kitchen, when we had a couple of smaller meet and greets, we only had groups of like 12 to 15 people all sitting at the same table and all really getting a chance to make new friends. If and when we continue to do meet and greets, it'll probably be under that format and not a big, ginormous event. Hopefully, we will discover another opportunity to nurture and create positive change at a restaurant. So maybe that's the way to go. Let's see what else we have. Boom, boom. There's another cue. Paco, will you dress in style for your Rocky Horror presentation? I'm afraid not, Chris. I have enough on my plate just to get it ready. But if you're going to be there and you want to dress up, I think Logan was thinking about something along those lines. If anybody wants to wear something, hey, you can do whatever you want. Let's see what else. Boom, ba-dum, pam, pam. Harold says, the Sula Dog Shelter, beneficiary of the Gala, holds over 300 dogs for adoption and always needs flight angels to escort dogs on flights. One of the things that I learned about Harold is that the adoption facility or the dog shelter suffered a lot of damage during the recent rains. So hopefully that will be something that fundraiser will be something that will help restore normalcy for their facility. Linda, I suppose this is in regard to my comment. It's a date night or special occasion place. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. And thank you, Gary. Thank you for chiming in on this. Large group anxiety is real. And it's something that maybe I should have been more eloquent in the early meet and greets, because this is something that I don't even know if I ever expressed here at Coffee and Headlines, but whenever I went to meet and greets, I always made sure that there was at least one close friend next to me. And while I am happy to go around and talk to people and stuff like that, I have to tell you, it it takes a lot out of me. And that has nothing to do with who is there or who isn't there. And it always feels so good to hear nurturing remarks from people, full of grateful for coffee and headlines and what we bring to the table. I love that. But it's not, I always have to manage that with my own level of anxiety, and it's not the easiest thing for me to do. So I appreciate your comment, Gary. Large group anxiety is real. And Muffin clarifies, not dressing up, but muffins, bringing seasonal muffins. I guess I'm going to bring a bottle of wine then. So we can have muffins and wine. Is there a better combination? Not that I can think of. And with that said, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. Thank you, community partner-ish. Thank you, technology guru. Thank you, friend Daniel House, for your generosity. You bought a piece of black plastic that sits on my desk that gives me so much peace of mind. Thank you for that. Thank you for everyone for being part of this wonderful community. And oh my God, and there's so much wisdom here. Not just you. Large group equals large expectations. Well, I'm going to say this in support. Monish, if there was anyone, this is my opinion, if there was a single person that was unhappy last night, then the event was really not for them. I sure hope that was not the case. I hope you had a great turnout of nurturing, positive people. But if anybody had any issues, then the event was not for them. And with that said, I'm going to get going. What happened to the snarky weatherman? Did he finally? No, of course he hasn't died, Saucy Cad. Saucy Cad asks about snarky weather. No, did I not read the weather? I read the weather. Did I not read yeah, I read the weather. Don't play games on my head. Okay, I'm going to go work. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. What happened to the snarky weatherman?